Good evening, Tiger fans. Thanks for joining us this week on the Perry Thomas Show. Matt Payton in the WLCU studio as we visit with the head coach of Fighting Tiger football, Campbellsville, victorious this past weekend with a victory over Kentucky Christian University. Coach, the first time since 2001 the Tigers have started a season 4-0, off to a good start here.
Yeah, great start. Sometimes a little ugly, but most beginning season of the season games are a little ugly, but we're 4-0 and guys are gaining confidence. We're making improvements, and we just want to continue to roll with this thing.
58-25, the final score as Campbellsville prevails over Kentucky Christian University. They move up a bit in the receiving votes category. If you count out the votes, the Tigers would be around 27 or so in the country, Coach. And I know while it's still a little early maybe to be looking at that, it's a place that you need to get to and start climbing in that top 25.
Yeah, it's very important. It's not like high school football and some divisions where the rankings don't matter. At our level, they do matter. We need to get to that top 20. We need to get inside that top 20 to be eligible for the playoffs. And at 27, we're in the picture now. People are talking about us. We've moved up a couple of spots since last week, and we just have to continue to win. Winning takes care of that. Teams on the horizon for us in our league. Beating those guys will take care of that. So we need to continue to win to make that move, and it's a tough division. I mean, you look at, I think there's 9 undefeated teams left in NAIA football. 3 of them are in the Bluegrass division. 4 of them are in our conference with County Reinhardt, but Georgetown, Lindsey Wilson, and us undefeated, and then you have Cumberland University, which has 2 losses, one of them to Georgetown. They're sitting there ranked 22nd in the nation. So it's a tough league, but we'll have our opportunities. We just have to continue to take care of our business.
A tough division for the Tigers. They sit 2-0 in divisional play as we take a look at some of the numbers from that matchup with Kentucky Christian University. And Coach Hunter Brown continues to do Hunter Brown type things, over 400 yards throwing in that ball game. He was 28 of 46. A couple touchdowns, couple interceptions. Jordan Brown, a big day, and Kendon Youngstead a bit. We see a little more of Jordan Brown this week. 7 catches, almost $150 through the air. Josare Pop Caldwell, Coach, 10 tackles, 4.5 tackles for loss, 2 sacks. And then rushing as a team, 34 attempts, 140 yards, 4.1 per carry, and 4 touchdowns on the ground. A complete effort by the Tigers this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, once again, we're beginning to become a more complete squad, on both sides of the ball. You look at Jordan Brown, you mentioned him. He's one of the faster guys on the team, and it's great for him to step up and get some reps. Jordan Duff came in, and we've been used to Wade and Kiana and Chance scoring on rushes. Jordan had a nice touchdown run on a jet sweep the other night. Then you have Pop Caldwell in the box there. Getting him going on that defensive line has really helped. He's one of the top kids in the country in sacks. Manning, I think Justin Manning had 18 tackles. B.J. Pelt, a couple of interceptions. And, of course, Hunter Brown does what Hunter Brown does. He comes in, makes completions, and moves the sticks.
Coach Thomas talked about him there a little bit, but you had some more Mid-South Conference Player of the Week honors, Coach. We'll mention those. Bradley Bates on special teams, 3 of 3. Kicking field goals this week for you. Hunter Brown, again, his 3rd Offensive Player of the Week honor, 4th in his career, I think 3rd this season for Hunter Brown. And then B.J. Pelt won the NCCAA honors. And you mentioned it, Justin Manning, 18 tackles. He doesn't even get a mention in that stuff. But I guess that's a good thing. It's better to have that type of production and not be rewarded for it. But the Tigers continue to do it individually. But, again, team honors, if you think about it.
Yeah, no doubt about it. In order for those guys to get that recognition, the team has to be getting some things done. You can dominate one of those areas and not get those if you're losing. And we talked about that last week. One game last year, Justin had 24 tackles and didn't get Player of the Week, and because we lost the game and we were struggling. But it's great for those guys to step up. It's great for Bradley to get going a little bit. Had a tough day against Bethel, but came in at the end and made the tying field goal, and then was hitting, I think, 3 of 3 the other night, one of them 42 yards. So it's great to get that going so we know we can rely on the field goal when we need it. And, it's great for BJ to step up and get some picks, and we need to get some other guys back there getting some of those things. So we're feeling good about where we're at. Still a ton of work to be done. But being 4-0 and making improvement is where you want to be at this time of the year.
Before we take a break and we'll come back, we'll take a look at highlights a little bit later. I do want to mention it had been 43, 44 days, somewhere in that range between home games, I think, and you come back, a nice crowd at Finley Stadium. Weather was a bit of a worry going in. It was fairly mild. There was some rain, but a lot of recruits on campus as well for you guys. You had lost a home game, maybe some shuffling around and extra guys in than what maybe you would normally have, but all in all, a great weekend. But walk me through some of that, just getting back at home and having some kids on campus.
Well, from a recruiting standpoint, it was huge. It being 3-0 and guys not getting to see us play other than what they're seeing on the online and so forth. It was great to get home. Coaches made some visits over the last couple of weeks, and I think we had 65 or 70 guys here and their families, so we had a full room up there. 12th Man Club did a tremendous job, and the Tiger hostesses are taking care of all the student athletes, and we've received a great deal of compliments from the students that visited on the campus, the atmosphere here, and also obviously the game. So it was great for that, and it was great to have our guys at home and sleeping on beds and be able to play in front of the home crowd. It's 2 of our first 3 games were on the road, and then we had that big chunk of time in there where we didn't play it at all. So it was great to get home in front of the home crowd and have a nice atmosphere for a football game.
And the Tigers take care of business at Finley Stadium this past Saturday, 58-25 the score. We'll step away, come back, and take a look at some of the highlights from the matchup with Kentucky Christian University here on the Perry Thomas Show.
Campbellsville Baptist Church, a church where all ages grow in the love of God. From children and youth worship to sports ministry and mission outreach, Campbellsville Baptist Church shares the love of God both in and outside of the sanctuary. Join us for worship on Sunday mornings at 9 and small group Bible study at 10:30. That's Campbellsville Baptist Church, the people of God sharing God's love because God's love changes the world.
Citizens Bank and Trust Company serves the Taylor County area with 3 convenient locations. Our online and mobile options can make your banking experience even easier, with features such as digital wallet, Touch ID login with our mobile app, and online deposits. Mobile banking also gives you the online control of your Citizens Bank debit card. Along with our banking locations, we also offer a no-charge ATM in the Student Commons on the campus of Campbellsville University. Citizens Bank and Trust in Campbellsville. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back, Tiger fans, to the Perry Thomas Show here on the Campbellsville University Sports Network. Thanks for following along on Comcast Cable Channel 10 or 88.7 The Tiger. As the Tigers pick up a victory this past weekend, they knocked off Kentucky Christian University 58-25. Coach, a big win for the Tigers, a fast start. You jump out early on that KCU team. As we take a look at we'll roll those highlights here for those following along on Comcast Cable. But the Tigers pick up a quick start, early touchdown. Wade Holtzclaw runs one in and actually got you started. He had a couple of early touchdown runs.
Yeah, good start right there. Big screen to Zarek. You can see big lineman Trey Bender flying out there, get a block, and Wade comes down and pops it in. And I was really pleased with us early. I thought we got after him early and established some stuff. Come up with a big sack there. The only thing, you don't want to settle for field goals, and we had to settle for a couple of field goals early, but you want to get those touchdowns in there.
Cruz Coulter with the big reception here on the second scoring drive, and then the offensive line gives Hunter Brown all kinds of time, finds Keanu Young deep down the near sideline there and sets the Tigers up. Wade Holtzclaw punches in another one, and we've kind of seen Wade over the years, Coach. He's developed that reputation, that hard-nosed runner inside. He and Sean Goodman both, they may be small in stature, but they're certainly not afraid to stick it up in there.
Tough runners, got deceptive speed. They both run really hard. Wade was an all-state linebacker, so he's a very physical kid. Very pleased with the protection. Hunter threw a lot of balls downfield, and it took some time for, to get those balls off, and he was able to sit in the pocket calmly. It's good to come down and kick these field goals, but, we feel like we get inside that 10, 15-yard line, we need to be scoring touchdowns. So, there's some things we need to improve on. Trey Webb, you can see right there, Trey had a tremendous game, very physical. He had set out a game, with the injury after the first game, and he came back strong and played very physical for us in the secondary.
Trey Webb finishing with 13 tackles on the night. He was all over the field for that Tiger defense. Here, Coach, we talked a little bit about this. Jordan Duff made a big play in the run game, but he had a couple nice punt returns, and he was, a whisker from breaking a pair of those.
Yeah, we're like 1-2 blocks away from scoring on our punt returns, and I think here soon we're going to see some production off of those. Big 42-yard field goal by Bradley right there, real nice.
And then here I think you see this may be the injury to Jaquan Roberts. He leaves the game and Jug Smith comes in. And, Coach, sometimes a backup quarterback, depending on the preparation and maybe how different they are stylistically, can spark a team. And it kind of did that for Kentucky Christian. Jug Smith came in and engineered a scoring drive as soon as he stepped onto the field.
Yes, I mean, oftentimes, too, a defense has a tendency to let down a little bit when that number 2 guy comes in. And, as a coach, you can tell them all day, you got to keep playing, but teams will let down a little bit, and I thought that we relaxed, and he came in and gave them a spark, and, they got after us there for a while. See a nice strike right there by the All-American quarterback.
Hunter Brown to Keanu Young on that scoring drive, and then I think this here before the half, Zarek Willis with a big catch for the Tigers, set up, I believe, another Bradley Bates field goal, and this a chip shot, basically an extra point. And I know these are the ones you're talking about, Coach, that you just feel like you got to have 6 there, not 3.
Right, you got to get those in there, and, we're going to go on and take the 3, but we need to be scoring touchdowns when we can, especially when you get down there real tight, because it's hard to get down there. So you need to score those touchdowns. And, I thought our receivers made some big plays in the end zone, with Hunter throwing some strikes and knowing they were going to get hit on some things and splitting defenders. Nice pick right there by BJ. They were actually kind of feeling themselves right there, and that was a good momentum stop right there.
The Tigers see Kentucky Christian kind of make this thing a game. I believe it got to 27-19 there in the third quarter, but after that, Campbellsville goes on a huge run. I think a 31-6 stretch to kind of close out the game and pull away down the stretch, and another throw outside to Jordan Brown. And, Coach, he's a guy that we haven't seen a lot of here. He's played a lot, but he's really starting to make a name for himself. Tiger fans kind of get him back home here this week. I think that's always important.
Yeah, and Rick, Coach Garris is beginning to put some things in for him. So we can, get some stuff to him and get him going. He's a playmaker and one that needs to touch the ball. And right there, it's great to see Jordan, who's been catching the ball really well for us. But, he's a tremendous runner. It's great to see him break a sweep and get in for him, I think, about 50-so yards.
And then Wade Holtzclaw caps off his evening with a touchdown run there, a 25-yard touchdown scamper for Wade Holtzclaw. And the Tigers see, I think this is when Austin Jenkins comes in, Coach, and his first career pass is going to go for a touchdown, as Sean Goodman does a lot of the work. I think as time goes on, Austin, about 20 or 30 years from now, he may talk about how that was a 40-yard dart he threw down the sideline. Who knows?
Right.
But that's good to see. You get the backup come in, and certainly builds a little confidence for him.
Oh, no doubt about it. I ran to Hunter as soon as it happened, told him, can you believe his first pass as a varsity player was a TD? But it's got to work wonders for him, so next time he gets in, he'll be a little more comfortable. And it's great to get him in the game, because you need to get those guys some reps. Right now, they're the future, so we got to get them in there ready to play a little bit.
I've heard Austin Jenkins' name. He's been the guy holding on the kicking duties for Bradley Bates, but nice to see him get in there as a backup. And then the Tigers kind of close this thing out defensively, Coach. Big play up front by that defensive line. We saw a lot of defensive line rotation. I know you guys are always mixing those guys in, but it was almost entire line changes, very active rotating those guys in this week.
Yeah, we're really focused on that right now, and we're going to do that the rest of the season. We feel like we have about 9 or 10 guys that can play, and we don't drop off a lot between them, so we're going to try to get them out there, get them 5 or 6 reps, and come with a completely different line. Really bowled well the other night because they were a tempo team. But, we want to come with a different line each time and get them fresh, keep them fresh, and get them really giving us everything they got for those 5 to 6 plays. And the other night it was big because our sacks were not linebacker sacks. They weren't stunt sacks. Against Bethel, we had some sacks, and a couple of them were stunts. The other night, those were D linemen getting those sacks without any other pressure. And I think we're athletic enough up there to do that. So now when they get to doing that and we start sliding linebackers through there, our gate's going to come wide open for people. So, we're excited about that, and we're going to rotate a little bit more in the secondary also, get those young guys in there and let them play.
58-25, the final score. Campbellsville a winner over Kentucky Christian University. We'll step away, let Coach Thomas get out of the hot seat. We'll welcome in the new linebackers coach here at Campbellsville University, Vincent Brown, when we return here on the Perry Thomas Show.
Whether you're 2 or 102, the Tigerville Grill has something for you. Take advantage of the Build Your Own Burger menu. In the mood for something small? Choose one of the many delicious slider options. Call ahead and use our fast and easy drive-thru. Oh, that cool freestyle fountain drink machine? We've still got it. The Tigerville Grill, located at 314 North Columbia Avenue and open to the public 11 to 8 daily.
A champion doesn't get days off. It takes determination and drive to realize goals. From long nights to early mornings. From the courts to the classrooms to online. At Campbellsville University, this is why we play. This is how we learn. This is where champions are made. Find your calling for a life change at campbellsville.edu.
Grandpa, famous for dropping a line. Lee's, famous for chicken. Fall into a deal this autumn at Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken with our Spicy Jumbo Dippers combo for only $5.99. Take flavor and value to a whole new level with a cup of our Spicy Jumbo Dippers, a side, a biscuit, and a regular drink, all for an amazing price. It's a deal that's easy to fall for. Make fall value season at Lee's with our Spicy Jumbo Dippers combo for only $5.99. Only at Lee's, famous for chicken.
Welcome back, Tiger fans, to the Perry Thomas Show here on the Campbellsville University Sports Network. Matt Payton with you as we're joined now by the new linebackers coach here at Campbellsville University, Coach Vincent Brown. Coach, thanks for taking a few minutes to join us this week.
Thanks for having me.
Coach, this game has given you a chance to travel the world. I've looked at the bio and read some things, but introduce yourself to Tiger fans who maybe haven't got to know Vincent Brown a little bit. Tell them your path and how you wound up here at Campbellsville.
Absolutely. Well, I played my college ball at the University of Memphis, and I ended up transferring my junior year to Morgan State University in Baltimore, Maryland. And so I went through the process of going, being drafted and things like that. And I decided to, I'd done a couple tryouts and things like that, but I ended up going into the Arena League. I turned Canada down. It was a little too cold for me at the time, so I decided to go into the Arena League with a plan and things like that. But had fun while it lasted, and I thought about traveling. I started to travel the world a little bit, and winded up in Bolzano, Italy. For people who don't know, that's the northern part of Italy, and I was playing over there, and with the organization I was with, I said, you know what, this would be a great opportunity. I was teaching a lot, and when you play overseas, you have the opportunity to help teach some of those guys the game, and they're very, they're so much into learning about the game of football, and so I started to get into coaching, and from there I just fell in love with it. It's been my passion, being able to give, everything that I went through and give back what I learned, to other ones who want to know.
So you end up here at Campbellsville, you come in, and now walk me through, a lot of times in the coaching ranks, you're recruiting guys you want to play for you. In this instance, you come in and you inherit some guys. You inherit
Absolutely.
Some really talented players in Darius Moore, Justin Manning, DeAndre Hollis, and a lot of other Anthony Sams Jr. and guys like that. Walk me through getting acclimated to your new group there on the linebacking core.
Absolutely. Coming in, when I was speaking with Coach Thomas, and I was just thankful for the opportunity, and then he was, we got right into defense. Coach Thomas is a football guy all the way, so we started talking ball, and we kind of connected, and he was telling me, you have a good group of guys here, and they need the mentorship, and they need a coach that's going to come in and push them to be, everything that they can. And I was excited. I got into watching some tape and, seeing these guys fly around. It got my blood flowing, very, juices going, and so just being able to meet those guys and. Those guys want to come to work every day, from Darius to DeAndre to my whole group, to Justin Manning. Those guys want to learn and they want to get better each and every day, and that's what I love about it. They want to watch film, they want to know what's going on, what the offense is doing. So, I was just excited, and it's been a great opportunity.
The Tigers get back on the field this weekend against Cincinnati Christian. Coach, walk me through. I know you're in that pregame preparation mode and putting in a game plan and different things. What have you seen out of that CCU offense?
You know, they like to run a little power. You know, they'll mix it up. They'll show you a couple different formations and get into some big sets with their tight ends. They love to utilize their tight ends. The quarterback is okay, and their running backs will run the ball hard. You know, one thing that we're seeing is that they will turn the ball over, and that's something that we stress at practice. We go through a turnover station almost every practice, and so that's something that we want to key in on. And for my guys, just being physical, doing the little things, I think we'll be okay.
And then we just kind of look on out down the schedule, Coach. You got a big trip to Ave Maria, and then some critical games at home with Georgetown College, also Cumberland University before Lindsey Wilson on Senior Day. But talk me through. Here you are. This team's 4-0. Your first year at Campbellsville. A lot of exciting things on the horizon for the Tigers if you guys can continue to progress and get better. Absolutely,
and that's our main focus, is taking one day at a time and one game at a time. You know, focusing on a lot of times, you like to look past certain opponents, but we have decided not to do that. We want to focus on our guys in-house and get better each day. Like last week, we had a great practice. I mean, the defensive line was flying around. The D-backs, they were, locked on their guys, and the linebackers were coming downhill, taking great steps. And if we can improve on the little things that we do each week, then I don't think it's anyone that, that can stop us. If, our offense is one of the best offenses I've seen in the country. And so as a defensive unit, we want to get off the field because we want to see those guys on the field. It's exciting, and that's what we're focused on. Well, Coach, best of luck to you this week. Thanks for stopping by. Thank you so much. Coach Vincent Brown, the linebackers coach here at Campbellsville University. We'll step away, come back, check in with the head coach, Perry Thomas, and get his thoughts on this matchup with Cincinnati Christian University here on the Perry Thomas Show.
Here at Saloma Baptist Church, our mission and ministry extends beyond our walls. We are focused on teaching all ages about the love of Jesus, preparing them for a life of mission. We are committed to serving the local community and the world in the name of Jesus Christ. For more information on service times and mission opportunities, please visit our website at salomabaptist.com. We extend a warm welcome to you and your family here at Saloma Baptist Church.
My name is James C. Miller III, and I started to work at Taylor County Bank on July 1st, 1960. The bank was started because during the crash, the banks here failed, or at least one of them did. So there was a need for an additional bank in Taylor County. But the thing about our bank is this, that we had an old slogan back then. First in service, first in safety, first in convenience, and that's what we've always tried to do, and I think we still do.
Campbellsville University Cosmetology teaches beauty inside and out. The cosmetology students at CU receive salon experience while learning in a contemporary environment from faculty who have worked in the industry. With areas of study ranging from hairstyling to salon management, Campbellsville University Cosmetology can help you turn your passion into a profession. Kickstart your cosmetology career today. Visit campbellsville.edu/cosmetology.
Thanks for staying with us tonight, Tiger fans. Campbellsville moves to 4-0 on the season after their win over KCU. The Tigers now turn the page as they'll travel north and visit Cincinnati Christian University. It's the Tigers' first trip to Cincinnati Christian University. And, Coach, you pick up that fourth win, 2-0 in conference. Now it's all about keeping the momentum, keeping that ball rolling.
Yeah, I mean, you have to continue to win. And while you're winning, you have to get better. The most important thing is to win. And especially now because we are in division play and this is a divisional game. So you have to win, but at the same time, you want to improve. Those things that we struggled with last week, we want to step up a notch. I thought we did from the Bethel game to the KCU game. Now we need to go to another level from the KCU game to the Cincinnati Christian game. And, of course, they're going to come out with designs also on what they want to get done. So I expect it to be a physical ball game, and I expect them to improve also.
And this is a Cincinnati Christian team, Coach, that's looking for their first win. Your guys have to be sure that, you know, there's no let up looking at the numbers and looking at a team that's struggling. How do you as a coaching staff and even the players handle that this week, as to not have any letdowns?
Well, you got to continue to focus on those things you got to grow on, and focus on the fact that it's a divisional game. And, you know, focus on also what we talk a lot about, how last year when we were 2-8, it was easy for teams to maybe take us easy, but we weren't an easy win.
Right.
You know, we were competitive in all those games, with the exception of maybe 1 or 2. So, you know, you remind them of those things, and then you hopefully your senior leadership and your not just your senior leadership, but your team leadership kind of takes care of that and puts you in a position to get things done. You know, it is easier to get up for some names than others. Cincinnati Christian is a new name. They're a program that's building, so it's not as easy sometimes for some guys to get up for them as they would for Georgetown or Lindsey Wilson. But at the same time, they're a divisional game, and we could have easily lost 2 weeks ago. The other night, at times, we struggled. So we have to focus on getting better and finding a way to win a divisional game and come ready to play.
Coach, this is a team that you saw here at home a year ago. It was senior day, a big win for the Tigers to close out the campaign in 2016. What do you know about this year's version of Cincinnati Christian?
Well, they've changed their offense. Last year they were a wing team. This year they're more of a power team. They're going to run some tight end sets and 2-back sets, also some 1-back sets, and they're going to come downhill trying to run some sweep at you and some give and leads at you. Also spread it a little bit and throw the ball some. Very big up front, very physical team. Defensively big up front, big linebackers. Try to play physical 4-2-5 look, much like we've seen in most of our games. Very capable squad. You know, the thing that's affected them more than anything probably is their turnovers. And that was the same thing with Kentucky Christian, which actually turned the game for us. You know, we was able to get some turnovers. And Cincinnati Christian, same way, they have interceptions go back for touchdowns, scoop fumbles to go back for touchdowns. And so a game that should be 28-14 or 28-0 turns out to be 50 or 40 something, because they'll give up 2 or 3 defensive touchdowns in the game. And that's the same way Kentucky Christian was coming into the game. So very physical team. If they secure the ball, then they have a chance to compete with most people. So we have to make sure that we're trying to knock that ball loose and that we're taking care of our business.
And one thing about that Cincinnati Christian team, Coach, being a young program, they're a young team as well. So you've got a lot of sophomores. So you'll see some more juniors and seniors sprinkled in this year than what we had seen a year ago in that matchup, but still a young team. So them handling that adversity is maybe even a little more challenging.
Yeah, I mean, so, you know, you hope that you come in and you punch them in the mouth and that they back down a little bit. The thing we did with Kentucky Christian was when we had a chance to really put them away, then we started making mistakes, you know, whether it was penalties to advance drives or whether it was, you know, penalties or misreads to stop a drive where we had to kick a field goal. And then all of a sudden we gave that young squad that's struggling some energy and confidence. And that's what we have to avoid against going here. We at Cincinnati Christian, we need to go in there and get after them from start to finish. But at the end of the day, we have to come off that field with the victory. So if it's an ugly win, we're going to take an ugly win, but we need to improve and get better.
You can listen to the Tigers as they attempt to get a win on Saturday afternoon. They travel north to take on Cincinnati Christian University in Cincinnati, Ohio. That's Saturday, October 14th. Coverage begins at 1 p.m. with the Tiger Tailgate Show. Kickoff scheduled for 1:30. Coach, thanks for joining us this week. Best of luck.
Thank you.
The Tigers and Cincinnati Christian on Saturday. Thanks to Coach Vincent Brown for joining us today as well. We'll see you next week on the Perry Thomas Show.